G'day, welcome back to the channel and thank you for joining me. Here we are looking at Cities Skylines 2 and I'm following a dude and he's waiting for a bus to go to work. Oh, Cities Skylines 2, a game that leaves me conflicted. Got a bit of a love-hate thing going on here. And this was shot on my 2070. In a moment, well, in a bit, we're going to cut to footage from the new 4070 that I have now. But yeah, you can see there are some graphical changes if we have a look at the comparison quickly. As you can see, that bus there, its detail was loaded all the way through. Anyway, so love-hate. This game has a lot of great little, innovations, and once you get the nuance of the tricks of laying out lovely smooth roads and all that kind of stuff, yeah, sure, it's really nice, and you can get some really nice effects, beautiful cityscapes. The sound is really nice, although there are major things missing in this game, and really a lot of stuff that should have been there at release. For example, a big one is the parks, but we'll get to that in due course. Another one is not being able to follow vehicles through tunnels, and a weird glitch that happens when you go into cutouts if the camera is below the ground level. It's all stuff that should have been thought about, and modders got working Cities Skylines 1. Surely you guys could have picked up on that. Anyway, I am getting a little bit of a whinge far too soon. I want to quickly, before we get into all of these things, just show you around this city that I have been testing the game with, of course. So let's hop over to Test Wansfield. But I just want to quickly show you exactly what I'm at. Now here we are, we're just following the ground. And you could see quickly it was rendered underneath. I don't know. This is pretty awful. Also, the way that it flicks over trees too. But anyway, let's get out of here before this annoys me and you. This is Test Wansfield. Now, I didn't want to sort of do an original, we'll follow the pack and do a review where it was always, negative, and there's so much negative news about gaming at the moment. It's really, really hard to sort of keep your chin up. We've got Homeworld 3 coming out, and, that's been a long-awaited game. We've just been disappointed by Kerbal Space Program 2. We've been disappointed, and you can see my money's going down. Don't worry, we'll get back to that. It doesn't really matter. There's a glitch on the money thing. But yeah, so there's a lot of bad news about gaming, and we really want to sort of just play some games. And Cities Skylines 2 has been on the edge. I've had so much fun mucking about with it, trying to get keysides to work, making nice areas. This is the dock area here. Screwing myself over by putting 400 car parks into that tiny area there. Had to fix that later. Many things, and the ambience of the game is quite nice. The color scheme is still a little bit too vivid and unrealistic, but it does have moments where it's striking. As you can see here's a lovely little green part of town, except with high density. This is a build style that I quite like. When you're down at the ground level, you get this effect of going from sort of urban islands. And it's all very walkable too. There is some tips and tricks I'd like to share on optimizing your intersections and such and whatnot, but we can all get into that, and there's plenty of content on YouTube about that. So we don't really need to talk about that now. I just wanted to sort of share this city that I have spent about 100 hours building and enjoying, and talk about the things that drove me to rage quit, which is what I actually recorded myself doing yesterday. You can see that there is a good flow of traffic around here. It's sort of like this one-way system that goes through, feeds through all the different areas and back in, and then comes up this main boulevard and out of this area. Now, this is all very finely tuned. I've gotten the people out of the road. The turns are prescribed and restricted, even if the traffic doesn't actually listen to what you want it to do. which is going to lead us to another problem, but we'll get back around to that. And here is the Old Town. This is where I first started building, and as you can see, it's a little more chaotic as the Old Town should be. Did get a lot of population in here, and I've been quite happy with the traffic situation on this one, even though it's choked through this. There is actually an underground tunnel that runs across the city, but I've had to tune that pretty well. However, this brings me to a real problem. As you can see here, I've got a massive queue. We're going to come back to that massive queue and that crossing of doom. There's the university, and of course a nice big park area, and city meets rural pretty firmly at the edge there. And I sort of wanted to max this out, and then realised I was being dumb and had to move on to another area of town. This is the old original industrial area, and this was where I moved to. It's now a rejuvenated office and high-rise with a bit of commercial, and then an eyesore over on the peninsula over here. Well, the poo's got to go somewhere. Well, not the poo, the waste. Been mucking about. I would like to say it'd be nicer if it would be really nice if the road laying and the track laying tools did a bit more of a flat cutting, especially a track laying. Roads can undulate, but tracks do not tend to undulate very much, and that could easily be written into the code. And I've just been mucking about with the bridges and islands. I got to say that the selection of bridges is somewhat... I was used to playing with modded Cities Skylines, so I guess I should give that a path, but I do find it a little constraining. The major constraint I find with water crossings is actually going over any of the water paths, because you need a ludicrously high bridge, and it looks daft. And here's a nice little island with a little town centre next to the school. And there she is, Test Wansfield. Okay, well, I guess, I've gotten into the positive. It's about 155,000 people living in there, and I want to see how full I can get it before I move on. I have enjoyed overcoming the challenges. I've got to say, I have enjoyed building the city. I do not want to give the impression that I do not enjoy the game. I really do. But then I play it for a while, and I just get the shits. It's generally the stupidity of the traffic management. All this talk about having systems for, Sims being able to pick their various routes and cars being able to reroute themselves and blah, blah, blah. Well, I sure, but that system is pretty broken. They will continue to do obstinately stupid things. And I suppose it's about time that we get into some of those. Alright, let's start with this one. This drove me insane yesterday. This was as you saw earlier, it was a 2x2 avenue. And I wanted to streamline this right-hand turn here so that it wasn't slowing down the traffic exiting this area of the city. So I changed the end to a 2x3. And you can see there's a huge queue, and it's being caused by vehicles that started to do a U-turn at that thing. So I changed the entire road, and now it's a double line, and they're still freaking doing it. I proceeded to replace it with the 2x2, a central median strip avenue, and they didn't do it. So I thought, okay, cool, I've removed whatever that stupidity was. So then I slapped in this road again, and wham, they just started to do it right at this spot again. This is so annoying. It ruins your traffic streaming. It is a game-ruining, frustrating bug when you're pushing roads to their limits and relying on good streamlining. Saw that pedestrian cross just there as well, instead of using the bridge. I guess the odd pedestrian's okay, but when cars do this, and let's fast forward and proceed to just keep doing this every time they're let through, just ruining the traffic, ruining the bus service. It's just ludicrous. I was watching this for a while, ended up going away, coming back. It's city ruining. I had to come in and put this bypass there, and I'm still getting him to do the U-turn on this. I wish it'd be possible to just cut that off, and if you've got a prescribed no right turn there, that it put the medium strip back and stop them doing any right turn or U-turn. Also, why can't we have a prescribed U-turn option? That'd be great. Very frustrating. At least it's further up and it wasn't hampering the flow of traffic so much. Before I go on too much more, I should probably circle back around to the parks, and as you might notice, there is a distinct lack of something in these parks. I mean, you can hear the noises. They've modeled the water in the slides, but where are the people? Like, there's no one in any of these parks. And there's someone there on the bench, but why aren't they in there? It really, really immersion breaking. You make this lovely area where people will be able to come and recreate, for want of a better word, and it sounds like it's got stuff, but there's nothing actually going on. There's no indication of how popular it is. There's a few people walking down the road. This is really immersion breaking and should be on the priority list of things that need to get added into the game. Anyway, let's move on. Now, I did say something about a bug in the economy. Kind of found after I hit 150,000 people. If you come down, there's something strange here, and you might see it. I'm at minus 1% taxes on concrete, and I'm making 10 million off it. Yeah, this is inverted. It's gone really weird. Get minus 10%, 100 million profit. Awesome. This is not right. This is broken. This needs to be fixed. Obviously, this is not as intended. At least it's not game ending. It's just something you have to sort of find. But yeah, like I said, after 150,000, this happened, and it more or less just clicked on. Sometimes it reverts, but it's really odd. The numbers are, yeah. Oh, Cities Skylines 2. What fresh traffic hell have you blessed me with now? What are those people doing on that road? Why is that car trying to turn there? This is a prescribed turn. This is a reenactment of how I feel often when I'm playing this game. It really frustrates me. And then you can see there's a bin truck highlighted up there. Wants to turn right down Foggy Street for some freaking reason across the overpass. It just because, you know, like it could have just done it routing any other way. But here is the crossing of doom. This crossing is the bane of my city. You can see there is a bridge that goes over the road up ahead. However, if I remove the crossing, the pedestrians kind of are a mixed bag about whether they want to listen. And you see immediately there is a bank of pedestrians waiting to come across. So we'll give a little bit of time for those to flow through. Now, I would like to point out there's just been a metro come in and there was a dump of people. And you can see it sort of thins out and then it builds back up again as there's another dump from another metro train. But there's still idiots running across the road, blocking the traffic. And as you can see, metro has just started to unload and there you go, stops traffic, stops traffic, stops traffic. Just continually ruining the efficiency of this crossing. Of this intersection, and it's one of the critical intersections of this city. Now, sure, I should maybe design my city so I don't have so much importance put upon critical intersections, but you know what? This city's called Test Wansfield, so if that doesn't say something to you, what else will? This is an issue. We really need to have a way to barrier the road so that they cannot cross. I can understand you've got, you know, this like random chaos of random idiots running across the road, but some of these situations are nuts. But hold on, the traffic stopped. Why is the traffic flow stopped? What's going on up? Oh my god, that truck. That freaking bin truck is still crossing the road. Like, you are killing me. Killing. Oh. There you go. You've done. Oh, look, you've got some friends. Oh, look at that's a perfect place to have a U-turn spot. And there's a double line as well. It's just ludicrous. This has got to get fixed, devs. This is really frustrating. Artificially, it's relieving this intersection. I can't even test it, I guess. Well, your goddamn traffic management's so insane. I think I got a bit of a bus stop problem going on over there. But that's probably something to do with the flow. Anyway, this is a major issue and extremely frustrating. But let's go to what made me rage quit last night. Before we do, I will say that the efficiency of the intersection is better without the crossing than with it still, regardless. And since the patches, they have increased their usage of the bridges, but still not as much. And the footage you saw before was the same version of the footage you're watching now. So I had sat there for a while and watched this. You notice how all the cars are coming down this side of the highway? And there's nice 2 free lanes there. Watch what this bike does. Watch what the bike does. Yep. Watch what the bin truck does. Yep. What does this bike do? Yep. This is what they were all doing. I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take it anymore, so I had to save the game and quit. So guess what I saved the game as? You're never gonna guess what I saved the game as. It's a pretty funny name, I reckon. I reckon it's a very apt name, not funny, so I reckon it's a very apt name for what's going on right here, and it is. That's right, it's test field. The traffic AI is so dumb. God almighty, what is the problem with this? You are making a pretty decent game crap with this goddamn issue. And so, if you want my 100-hour review, well, you've watched it, and I guess you can sort of guess the ending. Look, the game's really good, but you can't justify buying this game at full shop price. Like, you've got to just put it on your wish list, get it on sale. Devs, you really sort of just like, I don't know, how is this? It's like, you know, when the ball bounces off the rim 5 times and then doesn't fall in. That's what this game is like. It's so close to being really good, and it's got heaps of potential. And if you're not a committed fan, just watch what's going on. If you're a committed fan, get into it. You'll love it. You'll get over the problems. You'll deal with it. But yeah, I mean, whilst we sit here and watch buses that should not be bloody doing U-turns because their transit line goes up the road to the left off screen, do frickin' U-turns along with everyone else, we wonder what the hell is going on. Anyway, I mean, you know, still, I keep coming back to it and playing it, so I'm either a masochist or I just really love City Builders and the ambience of this game. It actually is beautiful at times and very satisfying until you get things like this. But hey, that can be changed with updates. The core of the thing's brilliant. I've got to say. Anyway, that is my, I don't know, what's that, a 25-minute ramble, really, about Cities Skylines 2, and whether I think you should get the game or not. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. If you want to see me do some city building, I'm thinking about maybe just continuing this as far as I can. I could share that with you guys. That'd be fun. And you could share my frustrations. See all those bikes. Yeah. What I actually would love in this game is the ability to explode vehicles that don't follow the traffic rules. That would be really cool. If I could just sit there and click and it just you know, proper animated explosion, limbs and arms going everywhere, and wheels, and yeah, you know, that would be satisfying. Then you could just sell the game as is. Oh dear. Come on guys, get this fixed. It's not ready for, you know, you're moving on yet. You've just got to get this stuff fixed, because I love city building games and people like me love city building games, and yet there are still hardcore you know, content creators out there who are knocking about on CS1 because CS2 is just, you know, it's good for a bit of fun, but if you want to do some serious realistic city building, it's lacking in some parts. That's just just a sad truth. You can't rely on bloody vehicles following the traffic rules. Drives you insane. Peace out. Be well. I'll catch you next time.